Hi, this is Brant from tradeguild.blogspot.com, and I'm going to put together a couple of videos. It is about 1 a.m. Monday morning, and basically this is going to be a position management type of video with a few new ideas. So basically positions that we've recommended that are working, and a couple new ideas. I'm not going to go in depth with the analysis here, so if you have questions or comments, we can address those through the comment section or through the tag board. So let's start with VPHM, which is featured on the blog. I'm going to give you the dates so you can go back and look at what was said, or in some cases watch the video. VPHM was on the blog August 14th, 15th, 18th, and 21st, with videos on both the 18th and 21st. And basically, we were buying in this area in here, and on these videos I have all these lines of resistance drawn in, so you can see we broke that resistance at 10, and we've bumped into this resistance around 11, and here's where that $11 level comes from, and that actually stretches all the way back to here, which is the bottom of a rising window, so that would act as support, as it did over here. It kind of failed right there, but it's also going to act as resistance on the way up, and we're hitting that now, and it looks like we've got some good volume here, maybe a little bit of distribution going on up there. Actually, it looks very solid on all the indicators, but I'd expect to see a little pullback here. Generally speaking, let me zoom in here. These rising window gaps act as support, so the bottom of this gap down here, we should not see a close below that level. A close below that level is not good. So as long as it stays above that level, I'd add to that position for sure. And if you haven't jumped into that position, I'd definitely consider that. So let's take a look at the next one. This is a new idea, AVNX. I think this came from Warden Brothers Telechart. Again, I'll mention Telechart. We've got the free 30-day trial if you want to try it out, and just tell them we sent you. So here's AVNX, and what I see here is an ascending triangle, more or less. I'm going to go ahead and just draw it in real quick. Here's the level of resistance, and here's our rising level of support. It's kind of a small triangle. The volume's diminishing. If we take a look back here at the chart, you can see what's going on. This looks like it may be kind of just basing out in this area. We saw a little test of that level around $1.28 or so, and it looked like it based here and it moved up, it popped, and it's consolidating here in a little ascending triangle. Now these triangles were not working. They were a month ago even you saw an ascending triangle, which is generally a very bullish pattern that is has a high rate of success. They weren't working at all because of the bear market. So now we're in a mode where they're popping all over. So you have a little bit of, you really actually don't have very much time at all. Probably 1 or 2 days this thing should pop. So I'd take a look at that. There's that descending volume that we like to see in these patterns. All in all, very nice. I'd probably put my stop somewhere around $1.55 in this case. Let me take a look at something here. My channel's got it down around $1.45, but I'd say $1.50, $1.55. Let's take a look at another one. This is SEAC, Sea Change International Inc. And this was on the blog August 9th, 14th, the video on the 15th, and it was also on the 16th. So what we were doing, we were looking at this area here. Basically, I think this was a basing pattern. That 50-day moving average flattened out, and the 22-day moving average crossed above it. There was our resistance. Here's our support. So ideally, we want to buy in here, but we just didn't get that opportunity. So I think I suggested probably nibbling in here or something like that. And if I just kind of zoom out, you can see there's that 200-day moving average that it is just bumped into right now, and that's kind of acting as resistance of sorts, but it will also act as support when we get up above it. And technically we are above it, but I think this has expended some energy here, and there's going to be some profit taking. Ultimately, I want to see a pullback down to like a 730 level, this former level of resistance that's now support. There's the rising window on that gap too, so we don't want to see a close below this rising window. Something below 720 looks like trouble to me, so I'd be careful with that if it goes down that low. Let's take a look at another one. BDG-A. Oh, what's going on here? Let me try this again. Okay, we'll move along. I'll see if I can pull that one up later. STXS is next up on the blog, and this was on August 15th and 16th. There may be a video on the 15th on this one. So we were, saying this was a buy back in here. You can see what I was buying, right? Basically, we had that little doji. So this is the 2 days we were talking about buying. We had to pull back to this level that looked like support to me. Although we did have some dips below it. We saw some support there, and it came back and supported right here. It just blasted off. So if you took the call on this one, you were in below $9, and you're now up around 11. So it's pulling back a little bit. There's some profit taking, and that's okay. It may form a little flag in here. Ideally, I'd like to see it probably hold this trend line around 1065 or so. In the process of making a flag, if it dips down a little bit below, but it looks like a flag, I'd probably still hold this. Ultimately, I'm saying this prematurely that it could be a flag, but ultimately this measured move from just below 9 to 1150, wherever this flag kind of ends up, you can add this move to that flag, and that's what you expect for the next breakout. So a lot of potential there still in STXS, and we called this one right on the turnaround. As it was basing out, this 50-day moving average was flattening out, and we got that doji. So it was a really, really nice setup, nice volume. Ultimately, I think this one's going much higher. Next up is RBAK, and this is RBAK Networks. This was on the blog August 23rd, just recently, and this looks like again kind of a flag. It's not textbook. It's a little, I don't know if we can draw it like that, maybe. So there it is, and a flag. You have a high, a takeoff here like a rocket, which forms kind of the flagpole more or less, and then it should consolidate kind of in the opposite direction of the trend. So it would consolidate down. That's called a bull flag. A bear flag would be a big pole going down, and then it would consolidate upward like that and then fall down again. So that's a bull flag. This is a bear flag. I'm sorry, that's a bear flag. This is a bull flag. Look at the volume. I mean, this is beautiful. So if you're in it, I would definitely hold. If you're not in it, a purchase somewhere around the $18 level makes a lot of sense. And there's some support down here around 1675. I'm just eyeballing it. So you'll have to make that decision. There's a little bit of risk in that stop. You might want to tighten that up. Okay, we're going to move on now. I have got a lot of stocks to cover, so we're going to do this in a couple of videos, I think. Next up is CAPA, and this is a new idea, I believe. Yeah, it is a new idea. So anyway, here's that flag again. There's the flagpole, broke out above this level, and look at this. This is really, here it is, the ascending triangle. Let's see what the volume looked like as we roll back. Yeah, it's not textbook, but the volume is kind of diminishing off into that. There's the breakout. Here's another flag. So we're seeing flags in a lot of things right now, like the NASDAQ in particular has got a flag going in it. Oh, what did I do there? There we go. So a purchase here around $5 makes a lot of sense. I'd probably use this 22-day moving average as your stop. I don't know if we have time to get one more, and let me try. INTC, Intel Corporation. This was on the blog the 14th and 15th and 16th of this month. There's that consolidation, big symmetrical triangle. There's the breakout. If you're in, you hold. If not, a pullback to 1850, 1875, something like that. That's a no-brainer. I'd go for it. Okay, we'll be back with a couple more, quite a few more videos. I'll see you soon.